So I think Anna did a good job giving a little background. So you said you weren't sure if you were going to cry. I'm very confident I probably will. I cried a lot when I was compiling this. So yeah, so a little bit about my background. I have been in higher ed and sales and education and admissions and marketing. That's kind of what I've done most of my career for the last 10 years. And my most recent position, I would say like my most recent long-term position, I was a strategic partnership lead at an ed tech company. And I was there for about 3 years. And then, yeah, things just kind of got to a head where it wasn't healthy for my family or for our marriage. And I decided to step away for our marriage, for the health of our family. And David was pretty firm on me taking a 3-month hiatus. He's like, you need a break. You need a 3-month break so that we could really reset our family priorities and reset my personal priorities. And I think throughout that whole time, I was really frustrated. I was frustrated that I felt like I had these like skills and these desires, but I didn't know what to do with them and I didn't know how to channel them. And I had always wanted a business, but I felt like that was selfish or greedy or wrong in some way, and it was also just fear. I was afraid of failure. So I quit my job and I took those 3 months off, and that was just a lot of like soul searching and, you know, scrolling YouTube and watching videos and trying to figure out like, what am I going to do with my life, you know? And I think during that time, I had always noticed these things about myself. I had always noticed skills that I had, or ambition, or drive, or like this restlessness, or this like discontentment, and I couldn't figure out what that was. And I thought for the longest time that was wrong or bad, or I just needed to be content. I just needed to be thankful for what I had or where I was. And then I went to Calling Lab, which was this, I don't know what you would call it. It was like where, I don't even know what you would call it. Calling Lab was basically where you do like a spiritual inventory of your giftings and your skills. It was like a mix of like spiritual giftings, personality tests, like how God has made you and how he's wired you. And I think that was the first time that I had realized that these things that I could sense in me that I thought were wrong or bad or selfish were actually like, this was how I was made. Like God actually made me like this for him, to give these things back to him. And I think that was the first time that I was like, oh, these aren't bad. Like I can do something good with this. So I thought those things about me were incongruent with serving God, but that was the first time I realized that those were like the drive and ambition that I had, I could use in a good way. And there was this verse, it was from Isaiah 55, it like hit me like a smack in the face. It was like, I can't remember it word for word, but it said, why do you labor for that which does not satisfy? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I've been doing. I've been like striving and laboring and trying to make something of myself, or something that can make me proud of myself. And I hadn't found it yet in the corporate world. And I didn't think that I was going to find it. And so that was the first time that I felt the freedom to pursue building a business, even though I didn't know what I wanted that to be in. You know, I didn't know like what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to go for it. And I think I also got to this point where, you know, I could see myself at 50 or 60, and I was terrified of looking back and thinking like, why didn't I go for it when I was 34? Where would I be now had I had the courage to go for it when I was 34? And I was finally more afraid of that than I was of immediate failure, of trying and not succeeding. Because, you know, up to that point, I think I had not tried so many things because I was afraid of failing. And I didn't want to live that way anymore. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it. So yeah, a lot of things happened, and I actually got another job in medical sales, but that didn't start for 3 months. So I had this like 3-month break, and I was kind of dreading starting that position. And once I started it, I dreaded it even more. It was awful. It was terrible for a variety of reasons. But at the same time, I also started just kind of like knocking on doors and asking people if they needed cleaning, even though I had never done that before. I listened to a lot of Cody Sanchez and just realized like I can't do window washing or power washing, or I don't have enough money to buy a laundromat, so let me try cleaning. And I did. My very first client, they're still clients of ours today. They said yes, invited me in. They used to own a cleaning business, and I was like, oh, crap, this is awful. But they were so sweet, and he had Parkinson's, and they said that they just wanted to soak up every moment of time every moment that they had left with one another on the back porch listening to the birds. And I could like clean for them while I did that. And I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like, this is like aligning a desire to build something beautiful with like really serving people. So that's cool. Yeah, so that's kind of the background of how I started Jubilee Cleaning. So we started officially in July 2024, but my first full month, that was like when I was still working and kind of cleaning in the evening. So I quit my job at the end of July after 30 days and jumped into starting a cleaning business in August. So August was my first full month of 2024. So I heard about Logan and Katie. I remember where I was. I was actually running on a trail. I remember exactly where I was, and I was listening to the masterclass. And yeah, so again, like Cody Sanchez, like all these other YouTube things. And then I actually was denied coaching because I didn't have a business yet. And I was like, no, but I will do the things you tell me to do. I am a coachable person. Like, you know, but like people, they didn't believe me. That's fine. So then I started listening to that information, and again, just echoing what everybody else said, like it was trustworthy and it was real and it was like real time, and it wasn't sensational promises without like implementing, without the details of implementation. And that I needed the nuts and bolts because I'm like, I don't know, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I didn't have time or money to fail, and so I was willing to, I knew that I needed a coach. And then this, again, was at the time when the school group was free and I had no money, and I listened to every single recording while I was cleaning. And so that's how I learned everything. So the problems I was facing, well, I had many problems because I had no idea what I was doing. Still, very much do not. So again, I mentioned this, I was afraid of regret, of not trying more than I was afraid of failure. And that was like a really, I think, a good place. That was a good place to be. It was a transitional point in our life, and then also time. Like I just realized time is so freaking valuable. Like time is the most valuable and most limited resource that we have. And if I could find someone to help me not waste time, like I am in, I am sold. So I just believed you that you could help me save time and reach my goals faster and spend more time with my kids sooner. Because I realized there would be a period where that wasn't going to be the reality. So what I was trying to do to solve these problems on my own was really just to support my husband's job in ministry. So he's the principal of a Christian school where our kids go, and that's really important to us. So I really wanted to be able to generate income that I was proud of, that that I felt like my soul was aligned with, and it wasn't like gross money that made people like disgusting amounts of dollars in an unjust way that I felt like I was kind of a part of in the medical sales industry. And so yeah, I wanted to be a part of, I wanted to build a business that I could be proud of, that served people and enhanced their life. So yeah, just trying to learn alternative ways to earn money and to provide for our family. And so the reason I committed to coaching with Logan and Katie was really just because of it was free at the time. Like if it wasn't free, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it, just because, you know, we didn't have reserves. I am brand new. I'm so new. So the biggest thing was really access to the Facebook ads training, because I knew that was my constraint, was I didn't know how to market. And I'm like, if I can learn that, I think I can figure this out. So, you know, going through that list of all the business skills, all of those are my weakness. Like I don't have any business skills, but like the one strength I have is like I can learn. And I think if I believe that I can learn anything, it's okay if I have a lot of weaknesses, because I can learn. And so it was exciting to me that I saw, like, I don't know this yet, but I think I can figure it out with the right path. So, and then individualized coaching was, I didn't even realize how helpful that would be to have that with Katie. So that has been awesome. So my monthly revenue when I started in August was $3,475 last year. And May was that. So many dollars. Yeah, wild.
Probably felt great.
It did not feel great. Felt like I got run over by a train many times. So, yeah. I feel so unqualified to be in this room right now. So, yeah. Just give me a second. So these are the skills that I needed to learn to grow. The biggest one, I would say, was really just increasing my capacity, because I thought I was at capacity, but I was not at capacity. I'm still not. And then I think there's, like I said, the hard skills and the soft skills. The soft skills probably just being like stress endurance. Yeah, keep going even when it's hard. And then the unexpected skills, again, like stress management. I thought that I was good at handling a lot, and turns out I needed to get a lot better at being able to differentiate myself from what was required of me. So just not taking it so personally, and being able to withstand the stress that was required. So the difference between Logan and Katie's coaching versus previous coaches, well, I haven't really had previous coaches, but just having access. I think the number one thing, like you've said multiple times, like attention is so valuable, and having attention and having access was really the number one thing. Like not having derivative coaches, like having you has been so valuable and so helpful, and the video modules that show you exactly what to do, and not just, again, theory and sensational claims. Like it was like, this is exactly what you do. And so the step-by-step was really, really helpful for me. And my current goal for my cleaning business is to like it. I want to like my business. Right now, I don't very often, but that's okay. So I want to like it. I want to get to the point where I can enjoy my life while also running the business. So yeah, I have hope that I will get there. Right now it's super hard, and that's okay. But I'm also learning to just like enjoy the hardness of it, because it's changing me. So to not go broke. Also, don't lose all your money. And then really just creating a culture where we can like make something beautiful together with other people. Like I didn't realize how much I would love having employees, even though that is so hard. Like it is also so awesome that I get to create jobs for people. That's amazing. Like that is just amazing. Yeah, I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. So the advice I would give is to really know your goals. The model isn't for everyone. So again, there's like a lot of different models, and there's people that like pimp out cleaners and say like, this is a cleaning business. That's not a cleaning business. So if you're like, finding subcontractors and want a passive income, this is not that. If you're looking for someone to give you promises of an easy road with no problems along the way, this is also not the program for you. But if you're looking for someone to show you exactly what has worked from the beginning, be very honest and real about the problems and hardships that you will definitely face, and not leave you when those things happen, and help you through the smaller revenue milestones all the way to the larger ones, and provide access to the information. It's right there, but like Renee said, you have to do the stuff. You have to do the work. It can't just read it, you gotta do the stuff. And then lastly, you can read this specifically, but I've just been so thankful for like the specific care that I've received from you guys, and there's been like moments of urgent crisis, and then also moments of like just hard words, which have been so helpful. I'm thankful that you're not my friend and that you're my coach, because that's what I need. So I'm really thankful that you're there for the urgent issues, but then also for the less urgent, more critical issues of transitioning people into the office and removing myself from the daily operations. Like I realize that's actually going to be probably the hardest thing I've done so far. So I'm thankful for that. And I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Amazing.
All right.